Last summer, California officially launched a program to bring solar power to low-income communities. The results so far? An LAist investigation found small businesses feel locked out. Very few solar batteries or panels are installed, and several developers are saying they are on the verge now of bankruptcy.
Well, that doesn't sound good. We're joined now by Erin Stone from LAist. Erin, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's start with what is California's Self-Generation Incentive Program and how does it work?
This program has been around in various iterations since the early 2000s in the energy crisis, where the state was trying to incentivize large electric providers to have their own battery storage. But so it's one of the longest running solar and battery storage programs in the country, I think. But the latest iteration really aimed to target low-income households and provide solar and battery storage in particularly high fire risk areas, as well as some of the hottest areas where bills are really high. And that version of the program launched last year.
Well, it launched last summer, I believe. So can you tell us a little bit about some of the problems your investigation has uncovered, starting with small companies feeling locked out, as we said, after these larger developers flooded the application system?
Sure. So how this program works is that really the developers or the installer do the application, the resident doesn't do it. So how it works is there's a certain amount of money. For example, LADWP, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, had about 32 million allocated, and then developers kind of submit, they get customers, they line up their applications, get them all ready. Then when it opens, they submit them. If the fund requests are beyond the funding that is allowed exists, then a lottery is triggered. So that's what happened with LADWP, where a lottery was triggered, and the largest companies like Sunrun really flooded that system. So an analysis of data that we reviewed found that Sunrun had kind of blocked off as much as 97% of this funding, which left small developers feeling like they were going to be left out. These are not all approved projects, I will say. The LADWP still has to go through. They've only approved one project so far. So that was one problem small developers brought up, but there were other issues as well.
Interesting. So the developers who were chosen say they're not getting the money they were owed, and some of them are even facing bankruptcy. Why are the companies not getting paid?
Yeah, so this is a state-run program, but it's administered by the state's investor-owned utilities like Southern California Edison, San Diego Gas and Electric, as well as LADWP. So what happened is, for folks that were in Southern California Edison territory, for example, those projects were approved more quickly than LADWP. So folks started moving ahead. I spoke with 5 developers. They had already purchased equipment, because how this works is it's supposed to be free for the customer, right? So the company takes on those upfront costs with the expectation that they'll be paid back within a year. So it's a risky program, but this is something that certain companies choose to specialize in. Solar companies that really want to focus on low-income communities and expand access to clean energy are really interested in this. That's some of the companies I spoke to. But yeah, they found back in February, the state abruptly paused the program because a lot of the applications had a wide array of costs for different equipment. And so the state said, hey, we need to audit this and see what's going on here, which is good, right? But the problem is that a lot of the application already requires a lot of documentation, and the program administrators like Southern California Edison had already approved it. So the developers said the guardrails are constantly moving. Now we're stuck waiting. We have equipment in a warehouse or installed already that is just not connected to the grid. Meanwhile, their customers have been promised they'll see bill savings, they'll have more energy reliability, and they're ending up having to wait months to see those results.
This seems like such an interesting time period, because we have all these energy prices going up. You have a program like this that could potentially maybe come in to help offset some of that, but people are stuck. So really, bottom line here, if you're watching at home and you don't necessarily understand the nuance of everything happening in the world of energy, why does this matter?
This matters because it really combines solar and battery storage, which is what the state really needs. We need more solar, but we have a lot, and we actually don't use all of that power during the day. So we need to store it. And this type of program can help individual households that experience frequent power outages, if they're in a high-risk fire area, for example, or that have really high bills in some of our hottest areas like Lancaster, Palmdale, et cetera. That can help them save, in some cases, up to 70% on their bill. So as we see these hotter summers, these more power shutoffs, this can add resiliency at the household level.
Yeah.
Right.
So it will matter. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, great work there. Thank you for being on to share it with us.
Thank you for having me.